Hello, this is Jolie with Crochet Basics, and in this episode we're making Bailey Baby Alive. I don't know if her name is Bailey. We're making her a party dress because it's party time, I think. So with that being said, we are using Caron cake today. All right, so I have Caron skinny cake, and this color is called Spectrum. And if you do not have, this is a size 3, it's a lightweight size 3, and it recommends a G hook. So now if you don't have the Caron cake, if you don't have one in your stash, just something the equivalent, a lightweight yarn, that recommends like a G hook. I don't really do swatches, but anything similar will work out pretty much the same. Okay, you need a button and a couple of stitch markers. Okay, the button is a G hook. We're using a G hook this time around, which is a G6, and it's a 4.millimeter US sizes. Okay, 4.millimeter US sizes, and we're going to use a button. You need a button. So this is these are always the buttons I go for. The ones that have the loop in the back, the toggle button. I'm sorry, my nails are majorly sparkly. I picked the wrong polish. I love sparkly nails, but this time around, it's not what I wanted, and they didn't have the color. And that's life, right? So you want a toggle button. Anyone will do you, with the loop in the back. I always think these are the easiest for smaller hands, to manage buttoning, with the loop and all, because the other ones are flat. So I always go for these with, the kid projects. I just think they seem to be a little easier to me, in my mind. I could be wrong. Okay, you need a scissor. A tape measure is always welcomed when you're doing yarn. Stitch marker, scissor. Yeah, and I guess that's about it. Alrighties. Oh, and if you haven't, please subscribe. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, give a thumbs up. And I do have other Baby Alive patterns on here. I'll put the links below. And I have ones to make shoes and a ballerina and a sun hat and a bathing suit and stuff. Okay, so let's get started in the Caron skinny cake and your G hook, G6, 4.millimeter. Okay, so now I don't do a slip knot. I wasn't taught that way. I say this every video. I wasn't taught that way, so I don't bother. If you do a slip knot, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to chain. We're going to chain 44 chains. Okay, so that's 44 for me. Now you're going to skip the first chain closest to the hook. I'm sorry, my lighting is a little concocted today, and I have extra sparkly nails by accident. Yeah, if the camera picks it up, and that's okay, I guess. Alright, so you're going to skip that one closest, and we're going to single crochet back. So you'll push through on one side of the braid, you'll pull up a loop, you have 2 on the hook, and then you'll pull through both. And you'll work that all the way down, and you should end up with 43 single crochets for this first row. And your end's going to start to curl this side as you're working, but don't worry, it'll flatten out as we go, because we're going to add to it. Okay. Alright, so from here you should have 43 stitches, 43 single crochets. Alright, so you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work. So now for this one we're going to only go into one side of the braid, the back side. Alright, so if it shows, there's a front side and a side that's closest to you and a side that's further away. Alright, so you're going to yarn over and do a double crochet in the back loops only. So you'll skip those 2 chains and you'll yarn over and you'll push through that one side of the braid. You'll pull up a loop. You have 3. You'll pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, and pull through your last 2. Okay, so that's a double crochet. So we're going to work 1 double crochet down the row for this. And you should end up with 43, I said, right? Okay, so now from here, this is gonna be your front side where you see this ridge. So you can use a stitch marker or a scrap piece of yarn, a stitch marker will do ya. Okay, so add a stitch marker in where the ridge is so that you see it and all that. Okay, so at this point we're going to attach our short sides. Alright, so you lay your piece flat, turn it over. Alright, and we're going to chain 1. You can slip stitch into those first chains that you made from the beginning of the row. And then chain 2. 1, 2. And then we're going to do the back loop thing again, and we're going to work in double crochet again. So you'll work 1 double crochet all the way around in the back loops only, and this is row 3. Yes, this is row 3. Okay, so you're going to pick up that chain 1 that we did. So it should give you 44 plus the chain 2 becomes a stitch now. So you should have 45 because we just added in a double crochet, and also now the chain is going to count as the first stitch. Okay, so from here, you'll chain into you'll slip stitch into your top of your chain here, and then chain 2, and then we're gonna do again with the double crochet in the back loops only for row 4. And you should end up with 45 double crochets. Okay, so for row 4, back loops only, 1 double crochet in each all the way around until you get to your chains and all that. Okay, so we'll slip stitch into the top of that chain and chain 2. So this is what it looks like so far. And you should have 1, 2, 3 sets of ridges so far. You should have 3 rows with the ridges showing at this point. A lot of yellow. Not sure when this color change is going to happen, because I still have a bunch of yellow in there. Okay. From row 5 to row 8, you're going to repeat what we've been doing with the back loops only in a double crochet all the way around, and the you know, the slip stitch and the chain 2 and all. So you can pause here if you're working it with me to work those rows. If not, you know, come back. Make sure you subscribe so that you find me again and all of that good stuff. All right, so I will be back when I finish row 8. So the piece should be, you know, fairly stretchy, just in case. If you're using a different yarn, it should be, you know, kind of stretchy. Okay, so at the end of row 8, you'll slip stitch and cut off. So this is what the piece looks like so far. All right, well, I'm on to the green portion of this. Okay, so you're going to attach in the chain from the very first chain that we made, the start of all this. So attach chain 1. I'm going to work a single crochet in that starting chain. Okay, so I come up with 41, 42 on that, attaching, you know, on our starting chain and working the opposite side of the chain. Okay, so at this point, we're going to do a button loop. If you have your button handy, hopefully you do. Okay, this is a cute little one that I have. Okay, so remember I told you, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you anything if this is the first time you see in one of my videos. Okay, but you want to make sure, I always go for this kind of a button when it's a kid's item with the loop on the back. Sorry, my stupid nails are in the way. Okay, with the loop in the back, I always think it's easier for little fingers to be able to close them, because a flat button, you know, you have to like lift it, and this is already like a little bit lifted up. Okay, so this is a cute one that I found, little cherries I had sitting in my bag of tricks for who knows how long. Anyway, so from here we're going to make a button loop, and you're going to attach the button on the side here. So if you want to put a stitch marker so you know for, you know, after. All right, and you don't want to go too far over or you won't be able to, it'll be too tight to dress the doll and such. But if you want to just put a stitch marker just for now, and then you'll see where you add the button in, you know, just like a placement. So I'm 1, 2, 3, I'm about 3 stitches over from the edge here. I usually chain about 5 for my button loops, so make sure the button fits through and you don't have a problem with that, okay? Turn my work and go right in and do a single crochet there, and then I'll see if my button will fit through, which probably won't because it's a longer button. It's a bigger button than I'm used to. Okay, so I usually make sure that the button fits through, and this is what I mean. You can easily get the button through. But it is a little snug for me, so I'm gonna chain an extra chain in there. Okay, so instead of 5, I'm gonna go with 6 chains, and not too tight. You know, you're not going back into these chains, but you know you want it to be flexible. You know, you want to be able to get it around your button with whatever kind of button you're gonna use. But make sure you test it before you start working the row back, because if it doesn't fit and you have to like pull it all out, it's a hassle, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you're going to turn your work, go right in and do a single crochet, and make sure you check that your button's going to go through. I got a whole lot going on here. Hooked in my working yarn. Okay, hopefully you see that. My button goes right through it. And that's what you want. All right, so with that, we're going to work back in a single crochet to our other side. And what did I say? I said I had 41 on this. 41 or 42, I think. All right, and in both sides of the chain, because we're not working the, we're not working the bottom anymore. We're working around the top. So more or less, this is going to be, you'll dress her from the, the foot up. You'll pull the dress up onto her, and then not over her big noggin. I'm just kidding. I do like the Baby Alives. They're cute. They got cute faces. Okay, so now from here we're going to work another another row of single crochet. Where's my, here we go. All right, so row 3 of the top. Okay, so I have 40 stitches, and that's including my chain 1 as a stitch. So from here, we're going to start working the neckline. Okay, so you're going to chain 2. All right, 1, 2. Turn your work. Okay, we're working not all the way back. Okay, so you're going to do 4 double crochets. The chain counts as a stitch, so it's 5 double crochets. All right, so but you're going to do 1 in the next 4 stitches over. One double crochet in the next 4 stitches over. 3, 4, 5. All right, chain 2 and repeat that. Chain 2 and repeat that. All right, so make sure you're going in both sides of the braid on this neck. Okay, so you're going to do approximately 12 of these double crochet rows. When I'm saying approximately, in case your measurements are different from mine, that's why I said approximately. Okay, you might want to measure and make sure, and that's mainly if you're using like a different type of yarn than I have, because this does have like stretch and stuff. The skinny cake by Caron. And also, you know, I always well, I always repeat myself because, you know, I don't know if you are new to my channel or not, but, you know, your hands are your hands, your tension is your tension, you know what I mean? Like, my hands are my hands, the way, you know, my tension is my tension. You know, I might be crocheting a little bit looser or, you know, tighter or something, you know what I mean. So, always, you know, little factors that, you know, make it an approximate, like, you know, you get as close as you can, but it's not wood, it's not metal or something, you know, where the measurement is the measurement and that's that. You know, yarn moves, it shifts, it does, you know, it does what it does, right? That's why we love it so. Oh, I did 13. I must have been talking. That happens to me a lot. I start talking and you wouldn't believe how many times I some videos I keep losing count when I'm filming them. And I have to pull it out, like I'll stop the camera and pull it out and redo it just to get the count for you. It's so funny. I do it a lot because I'm a silly goose that way, I guess. Oh yeah, okay. Pinning. Okay, now remember, just to give you, you know, where you're going to attach. But remember, we're adding a button on, so it's not going to, okay, it's not going to close here, right at the edge. The button's going to go a little over, okay? A little bit over from the edge. You don't want it exactly at the edge. You want a little tiny bit of overlap. Okay, not a ridiculous amount of overlap, or you won't be able to get the dress up and all of this. Okay, so I did 13 here. 13 rows. So and like I said, you know, you might be crocheting looser than me today, or you know, tighter than me today, or you know, you never know. Sometimes my tension is you know, sometimes your tension changes. Like, you know, in the morning you had your coffee or your tea, your caffeine level, you're like, woo, you know, and then at night you're more relaxed. So I'm going to attach, okay, over here I'm going to attach to this bottom piece. But this is what it's looking like so far. And this is similar to a dress that I did last summer, but we're going to style it up. You know what I think? I think for me, I think because their arms don't come up, I think this is like the easiest way to go for them, for party dresses, for dresses in general, you know. And you can see it by, I'm not a Baby Alive aficionado or any kind of thing, but I have seen a bunch and I have bought a bunch. Well, you know, not for myself, but, you know, the nieces and all that. People, presents and stuff, birthday presents and things. Okay, but if you see, like, a lot of the dresses for the Baby Alives are sleeveless. You know, they're sleeveless, and I think it's mainly because their arms don't go up. So it's harder, I think, to me, it's a little harder to dress them because you have a very small area. So if you're attaching a dress or a shirt and then a sleeve coming down in crochet or knit, it's very thick, and I think it would just wedge in there. You know, that's why I'm doing sleeveless. I didn't plan on doing sleeveless, and I do have another dress that I was actually going to do before this one, but this one came to me better, I think, than the other one I was working on. Okay, all right. So let's finish this this part up and move on to our frills and our fun. Okay. Okay, now I said I did 13. You know, I'm going to do an extra one just for good measure. So I'm going to do 14 rows of the four double crochet with the chain 2. Okay? So make sure, you know, give a little measure if you're making it for a specific doll. You know, just to make sure you're measured right. Okay, so now we're going to attach on this side, not to the very edge. Skip that first single crochet there. Okay. I want to do it from the back. Okay. There's my string here. All right, so I'm not chaining one, I'm just attaching. Yeah. What? I'm confusing myself. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. So you line up your pieces. All right. And you'll just go through. You can go through with a slippy stitch if you like. That's always good. And you get a good attachment. Okay. So you'll just go through both sides and pull through. So here's my top side. Here's my waisted side, my bottom, and then pull through. Oh, you gotta actually catch the yarn. Okay, and then slip stitch. Alright, so we're attached here. Okay, so let's chain 1 and let's turn our work here. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not chaining 1. I'm lying. We're going to chain 2. I don't like these chains. 1, 2. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now let's give this some frill. So we chain 2, chain 2 to 3. 3 is better. Let's chain 3, shall we? So we're chaining 3, and we're going to go along the outer edge, and we're going to do a ruffle. So go right back in where you just were and do a double crochet. Now you have chaining rows and double crochets at the end of here. So for each one, do 3 double crochet. So for each chaining or double crochet, you're going to do for each row. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm getting all tongue twisted and this is not coming out right. What I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Okay. For each row that you just worked of the double crochet, okay, each row. So 1, 2, 3, okay? So for each row, do 3 double crochet in that end. And that's on the outside. That's on the outside. Okay? So 3. And if you want, 4, you could do 4 in there, but 3 to 4 double crochet in for each row that you just worked in the edge there. So that's going to give it a little fanning out, a little shoulder coverage, and that's going to work in better with the bottom of the dress. So just so it's more cohesive. Want it to look nice and cohesive. So let's see, we did 14. I did 14. All right, so that's 28. And what is that? So around 42 stitches for this fanning, ruffly type. Roughly 42 or more. So you know what I was thinking? This is all right. This Caron cake for this particular project is what I'm saying. But a solid in a nice like a sparkly color. I pronounce words very strange, I think. And I don't realize it until I'm making one of these videos and I'm saying the words and I'm like, wow, I say that word all types of crazy. All right, but to make it more, I'm calling this a party dress, but if you wanted to do it like holiday themed, because somebody had requested like a Christmas type dress, a holiday dress. So, but to make it more, like if it was Valentine's Day, like a pink or a peach or a red, if you wanted to make it more holiday inclined, like say, Christmas or New Year's, red and green, or, they always do red and green. Blah. Do silver. I like silver with anything, but that's me. And, I'm easy that way, I guess. Alright, I'm coming on my end here. Alright, so I like to end off with a little slip stitch. Don't ask, I don't know why. I feel it needs a little slip stitch in there. Alright, but this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to put it on the doll again and show you where we're at. Any doll that you're going to make, a dress or whatever, dolls move a certain way, so you want to have that doll present, with you. I'm sorry, I have a light right over her. That's why I'm not standing her up. She hit the light. Okay, sorry. All right. It's not as tight as it's gonna be. The button would be there and it would be buttoned. Okay, so this is what it would look like, and you can go roughly, you know, more if you wanted to add in more. Okay. No, can't. I'm sorry, my tripod is not is going against me right now. All right, and if we did that in a different color. All right. So, so this is pulling open, but actually my button will hold it. It's just I didn't sew the button. Well, you're here with me. You know I didn't sew this button yet. Okay. So let's work the bottom of the dress. Let's finish up. You can cut off here if you like. I was going to show you a little magic trick, but I can't show you from this point. So I'll show it to you further down. Alright, so now we have our ridges, right? We have all the ridges we did. So we're going to go into those ridges, alright? And we're going to give this dress some oomph. 1 over I think should be good. So just see where you're going to put your button, you know? Because if you start right there, you might end up with like a little lump from the double crochets. Alright, so we're going to attach our yarn and chain 2. In that first ridge, we're working in the ridges, the front loops from before. That's not right. Okay. See where you're going to put your button and mark it off. So just where I just went into, I'm going to put my button. My button's going to, what's the word? That's going to cover. So I don't want to work that stitch. That's where I want to stop on this row. Alright, so piece is facing you. Yeah, ooh, I confused myself just now. Alright, so I easily confuse myself. Alright, so in that first front loop, sorry, I'm so silly sometimes. Alright, chain 2 and go right back in and do a double crochet in that one stitch. So from here, we're going to do like a ruffle. So you want to alternate doing a single crochet, I'm sorry, 1 double crochet and then 2 in the next. Alright, so you'll repeat that for the row. And I think we had 43 stitches. We had 43 stitches when we first did that. So you should be picking up 43 and then with the increase. Alright, so 2 in the first, 1 in the next. So, I mean, no right and wrong on this, really. You just wanted to kind of fan out a little on this first one, you know, and then as you make the other ruffles lower down, it'll push these ruffles out further, if you get what I'm saying. Like a tutu has layers, you know, kind of like that. So the bottom layers will push the top layers up and, you know, make it stick out more. Okay, so this is where my button is going to be, and this is where I want to stop as far as this row. not every row, but just this row, because the button's going to be there, and it might give it a weird a bulge, or like a lump or a bump or whatever, you know. So if you want to see what that looks like, and you don't have to do every ridge if you don't want to. You know, it might be overwhelming to do every ridge. So say this ridge, that ridge, that ridge, that ridge, that ridge, that ridge. You know, like it might be overwhelming as far as, you know, the way it comes out. I wish this was, I'm a little annoyed. Okay. I wish I tucked in my ends and stuff, because then you'd be able to see. But you'll see it better, you know. This is more or less what your piece should be looking like also. Alright, so if the button was there, and then this ruffle would meet here. Okay. So, off camera, I actually had to run out for a hot minute, and I'm thinking this pattern over, and not the pattern, but the ruffles on the bottom of it, the dress. Because I don't want it to be, you know, at this point you can do how you want to do. If you want to work each ridge and make a ruffle for each ridge, or, you know, just here and there, your choice. But I'm looking at it, and I had it worked down further. I had this full ridge worked, and I was working the third ridge, and I thought, or I'm thinking, it's a bit much. It's like looking like some kind of futuristic space outfit, sci-fi space outfit, and that's not what I want. This is supposed to be like a party dress, you know, like a cocktail dress. You know, cocktail hour, I guess. Very silly I am, because it's a doll dress, and it's a baby doll, not, you know, like a Barbie or a toner or something like that. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. Now I attached the first, I slip stitched into the first, so it shouldn't really affect anything as far as adding the button in. It really shouldn't. It just makes it a continuous. So, but what I was thinking is I'm gonna cut off, I'm gonna skip 2 ridges and then work the third ridge down, and then repeat that for the bottom, because I want it to be frilly, but I don't want it to be too over the top. You know what I mean? Although I did get an idea for a jumper. Okay, so I'm gonna go 2 down and work this ridge. Okay, so here's 1 ridge, 2 ridges, right? Those are the front loops that were left over. And in this third one, I'm going to go in. And I'm not going to do double crochet. I'm not going to do double crochet. I'm going to do a triple crochet. And it's triple. It's a B. All right. So I'm going to attach. Going the other way. Sorry, I'm going to attach going the other way. And you can always attach in the back if you feel, you know, whatever with your skills, you know, however you feel comfortable. So if you feel you can hide the strings or whatever it is, you know, easier in the back, then attach in the back. All right, so I'm gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna yarn over. I'm gonna go through, pull up a loop. I got 4 on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over one last time, and pull through 2. So that's a treble. All right, so you'll yarn over twice, yarn over again, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And there's a whole, like, you yarn over in between each one. And for this row, I'm going to go in, I haven't worked treble crochets in so long. For this row, I'm going to go 2 trebles each stitch. Maybe I don't want to do triples on camera. Where is the... There it is. Okay. I might not want to do triples on camera. I seem to be a little out of sorts with them. So I'm just going to work this all the way around. I mean, if you're done, you know, however you're going to do, and, you know, that's perfect. You know, or you want to decide what you want to do, that's good too. However you want to work these ridges is fine. If you want to leave them unworked, you know, I just wanted it to be, as always, I always try and give you, you know, as much options as possible so that, you know, you make it, you know, how you want it to be. And also, you know, and then if you wanted, you could make a couple of these dresses because they do work up fast. And then you got a few different, you know, designs, a bunch of different options, you know, or colors, or, you know, however you want to embellish. So with that being said, you'll sew on your button. Remember, if you if you're not making it along with me and you're just watching, remember to make sure the button is going to fit through. When you do the chain loops for the button, make sure the button's going to fit through. And you'll see how this turns out in finishing touches and all of that good stuff. And I have another take on this. I'm going to post another video, make it a different way, to give you another option, rather, if that's coming out right. Okay, so you'll see how this looks in finishing touches and all of that. And so with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope if you make it, it comes out perfect for you, of course, you know, for your baby alive and all of that good stuff. And I will be back real soon with another tutorial. My juices, spring is here and my juices are flowing, and I think my winter blues are passing because this pandemic and all of this crazy in the world is, and then winter was rough on me, I think. You know? I think it was rough on everybody. And I'll be back real soon with another tutorial. And I say that often, but I really will be, because I've been getting on these quite a bit. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. If you haven't so far, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment below. Whatever, whatever toots your horn, or, you know. And I'm on all the, you know, Instagram, Insta, Facebook. I'm here. That's where you found me. I'm on Etsy's. I'm on eBay, DeviantArt. I don't know if I'm on anything else. All right. So as always, happy hooking, because it keeps you off the streets. It keeps you out of trouble and looking super cool to all your friends and, you know, strangers and all that. I hope you're staying safe and being well and all that good stuff. And I'll be back real soon with another Baby Alive tutorial, actually different take on this pattern. And thank you so much for watching. Crochet Basics, K. Jolie. Baby Alive gets a party dress. Bye. Have a super great day.